Hey, thanks for watching GunStuff TV. You're seeing us live from the Newport studios of the GunStuff team. We got our whole group here, and today we even have a studio audience. And I'm telling you folks, if you want to get here and be part of the studio audience, you can send in your name and be accepted into a raffle, just like the Tonight Show. Actually, Tonight Show is no longer going, is it? But anyway, we welcome you guys, we appreciate you, and we want you to share this with your friends. Today we're doing something a little different. We're always working with this technology. This last few weeks and for a few weeks to come, we're working on the technology so that more and more people can learn about gun stuff. So we're going out live to Twitter today, maybe Periscope, or maybe it's Periscope, then maybe Twitter, not sure about that. Also, YouTube channel, we're going out live to that. We're going out to 2 different Facebook channels, Facebook pages. So we're trying to expand this so that whoever you are and wherever you are and what your preferred medium, that is where you can get it. So today's show, we got Scott with us, Scott Kiefner and Mike Miller, myself, Chris Swainhart. We got our whole team here. We're going to be talking about concealed carry, what makes concealed carry and so important, and what options we have. In fact, a lot of this was suggested by Nadine from California, and she was unable to buy a concealed carry firearm. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Then we're going to be talking about some giveaways. We do have some new guests coming up in the future, and we might even have a giveaway right here during the show. So stay tuned, share this with your friends, and thanks for watching Gun Stuff. All right. Hey, we're back, and I got Scott with me, and Mike, you guys, I know you should have a spiffy hat. Mike, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, you like my design? Designed it myself. Yes, we have these available, so get a hold of us. We'll throw one out to you. Great GunStuff TV hat. Scott hasn't earned his yet, so that's why he doesn't have his.
Scott, you're too good looking.
One day when I grow up, I'll get one.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, so glad to have you guys here today. So today our headline is about this hatchet-wielding thief. Now, we wanted to let you guys know a little bit about this because, well, it's plain old crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Tell us, summarize this. If you haven't heard about it, folks, you're going to want to know.
So the store worker is behind the counter. Person walks up and presents the hatchet and decides he's going to rob the store. The clerk then produces a firearm and stops him and has him stand there until he calls the police. And so he properly defends himself using a firearm. But then in the process, I haven't heard the audio on this, but the assailant apparently breaks down and cries and other things like that. So
let's turn it on here. Let's see if we can watch it there. So the guy comes in, and I'll turn around so I can see it. So here he is meandering around. So you folks should be able to see this at home. So he walks into the store, and then, this is crazy. So he walks up to the register, and lo and behold, he puts a hatchet out. He's going to rob the store with a hatchet.
Knife literally to a gunfight.
Yeah, exactly. And so the clerk brings out the gun, and then what's he doing here? I can't
so right now he's calling 911 and he's telling the guy of course he's surrendering the hatchet at gunpoint, puts his hands up, and he's going to stand there. Well, this is the point where he breaks down and he's begging to let me go. So if I'm not mistaken, like I said, I didn't get a chance to hear all the audio, but that's the gist of it.
So he calls 911. The police come, and then what thanks does this guy get? The guy says, "You're fired," right?
Yeah, he gets fired in the end, which is outrageous. It's one of those things. It's his right to carry. Depending on what state this in, he may or may not have violated the law. But the bottom line is, he's still alive. He didn't get hit in the head with a hatchet, so he defended himself, and he did it properly. He did it responsibly. So kudos to him, and hopefully he finds another great job, even better than somewhere else.
So Mike, why do you think? What's in the mind of the shop owner that throws this guy out?
I don't know. Maybe if they have a GunStuff TV hat, he could have thrown it at him and covered over the hatchet. I have no idea what goes through whether it's a shop owner, even if you have a policy. The guy is defending his life.
And
From
defending the store.
from a guy with a hatchet, and he was cool, calm, collective. Just all he did was pulled it out, and actually I don't even see him point it at the assailant. So he was
Not
real
really.
calm.
He kind of came up to the low ready, but yeah.
But load ready, but he wasn't even pointing it.
Well, and the thing is
it could have been bulletproof glass. Who
firearm being the
knows,
great
but-
equalizer that it is, he didn't have to. It just
Right.
the sheer presence of him having the ability to be able to defend himself
Right.
with lethal force stopped the attack right there in his place.
It's a deterrent.
That was the. And the thing is this happens all the time, every day, every city, all across the United States. But you don't see about it unless it's entertaining. This was entertaining because of his actions once he stopped him. It wasn't gory. It wasn't anything that that was too violent to show on TV. It was just the guy broke down and cried, and then he looks like he tried to make a break for it at the end, but eventually he was caught. So, but this happens. People defend themselves this way every day when they have the right to do so.
Well, it's on the other side of the agenda.
Yeah.
They don't want to show when this stuff works.
Yeah.
The nonviolence, it goes against everything they're about.
And it's a great equalizer. So we had Nadine called. She says, I'm only 5 feet, and I need to have something because I get into situations late at night and so forth. I want protection. And so that was what did you say? All he had to do was see the weapon, then he said, okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's all over.
just the sheer presence of something that's able to deliver lethal force stopped the situation right in its tracks.
Yeah. And so Nadine ordered one of our firearms for, personal defense. And she was talking to me on the phone this week, and it brought up the suggestion where you talk a little bit about concealed carry. And so two of my favorites are Walther and Sig, and I also see there's actually a Glock on here, but today we're going to be talking about mainly Walther versus Sig. Now, we've got some 3 weapons on here. Tell us can you see it from me?
Yeah, absolutely. So Walther, we talked about it last week, and Walther is a timeless weapon, elegant design, great pistol. It's proven itself time and time again over the years. And then Sig is the new kid on the block, and it's going along with the polymer frame, lightweight, slim design that holds a higher magazine capacity. The Walther is going to shoot the .380 round, and the Sig is going to shoot the 9mm round. So the Sig has a little bit more firepower, but it just depends on your preference because some people may want to have a concealed carry weapon that has a safety or the certain type of mag release or to fit them and what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the Walther is a single action, double action. So
Yeah, it's a single action, double action.
Yep.
So you can fill it all up and you pull that back, and then you're into single action, or you can just pull the trigger and it'll do it.
Yep.
Do it for you.
And the benefit of a single action, double action over striker fire pistol is the fact that you can do dry fire without any special. You can just keep one of your old casings, stick it in the chamber, and you can use that to prevent your firing pin from hitting too hard and doing any damage to your fire pin. And you can dry fire at home, whereas striker fire pistols, you have to reset the gun each time so you can draw, present, pull the trigger. On empty firearm, of course, pull the trigger, let it, and then once it fires, then you have to reset it and then go back to your start position and practice again. So the Walther offers an advantage over that, but then you get the higher round count with the Sig, and it being a 9mm with a more higher power round as well. So,
Well, and the Walther has a built-in safety, and a lot of people really like that safety. And some people are not as familiar. For example, the Glock here, Glock has the built-in safety, but it's not the same kind of safety. It's a trigger safety. And not that it isn't safe to use, but some people like to have the extra switch on there, and then they can see when it's able to be fired and not able to be fired. Now, the Walther PPKS is a single stack, and therefore it's more narrow. It's narrower and a little bit easier to put around. And then the Sig P365, which is so interesting. Now, this is what Nadine was saying. She said she wants something a little bit more narrow. Well, I'd say the Walther is a good way to go. The P365 is also very small because they have sort of a modified stacking system in there that is not completely double. I don't know exactly the terminology. I have to look it up. But it's very, very compact. and then of course you have the Glock. Now there's a new kid on the town last year. It was the biggest seller of all of 2018 and is still selling like hotcakes. And this is the one that Nadine bought. Now, she got in a little trouble. She said, now, of course, now Nadine or any of you folks that want to buy a firearm from us or anyone else online, the world is going to say that this is a bad security risk. And they, because, oh, you can just buy it online and you don't get a, they just ship it to you. Well, that's not true, is it,
No.
Mike?
Correct. Yes, you can pay for a firearm online, but you cannot receive the firearm from anybody else other than your local FFL. So yes, we sell firearms online. You can go and pay for firearms online, but you have to go pick it up somewhere. Amazon is not going to take a drone and drop it off on your front doorstep. That
Neither are
the
we.
mass media wants you to think about, right? So no, you can pay for a firearm online, but unless you pass the background check at your local FFL, you're not receiving that firearm.
Well, that's right. An FFL, Federal Firearms Licensee, okay? And so they have a license, and then they do a background check, and they make sure that you're legal. And so Nadine, God bless her, so she ordered this, bought it, paid for it, and the reason why she did is because of the stupid price on here. Now, we can't have a lot of terminology in print, but I can tell you folks here live that are watching, you're not going to find a better price on this firearm anywhere. And she just jumped at it. This is a favorite with law enforcement, and so when she called, her local FFL said, we'd love to help you, but you can't get this particular firearm because it's an LE only. And tell us what that means.
Well, depending on the makers, sometimes they turn out ones that are for law enforcement only, and those could go with magazine capacity if it can handle more than some states say 10 or different configurations, and it really just depends on the state. I mean, there could be different states have different regulations, and so we could get into a whole bunch of those. But
and I'll ask our studio audience if they're paying any attention out there. What state do you think Nadine lived in that was having problems receiving this? I'm not hearing. California. You got it right. All right, exactly. All right, thank you.
Give that guy a P320.
I tell you what, we're going to get you. Well, we won't give you. We might
Check under your seat.
Yeah, check under your seats for your P320. We'll get you a hat, that's for sure. By the way, we'll talk more about these hats in a minute. You look really good in your hat here.
Oh, it's all the hat.
So if you folks that are watching this now this has got to be live. If you call in, now we got our phones forwarded so that it doesn't ring off the hook. But if you phone in now, we're going to get you one of these GunStuff hats. So you have to phone in during the show. So now, Samantha, your whole family has our hats, so they can't phone in.
Yeah.
All right. Samantha's running the other camera. So the P320 is great, isn't it, Scott? They love it. It's one of the top 5 selling handguns in the concealed carry business.
absolutely, and they've won so many contracts, and Sig keeps continuing to win all the contracts. The Army, Marine Corps, if I'm not mistaken, just won the contract with the Marine Corps. Police departments are picking them up left and right, and what Sig is doing is, they're going out, they're providing the same polymer lightweight gun, high mag capacity for Leos that they need, but they're giving it out at a lower price, and so that they're winning contracts, and this gun is going to be just as ubiquitous as the AR-15, in just
Absolutely.
a few years. It's going to be.
It's big.
Yeah.
When they're getting it in the hands of the right people
Yeah.
for the testing
Yes.
side of things. Hey,
They're
they'll
gonna
beat the heck out of this crap.
All the people that this gun is landing in the hands of are the ones that are going to be able to give accurate assessments of it and
Right.
be able to vouch for it. And people are going to, okay, you're a police officer, you've been in shootouts, or you're a military, you've been in hot zones, and they're going to, how did it perform? They're going to ask them
Right.
to value, they're going to value their opinion, and it's going to sell even more once the word gets out, once it's been going for a little while.
So I don't know if our viewers saw this, but here's all the Army loves the Sig Sauer, so there's goes along with what you're saying. And then, of course, Glock's worst nightmare, Sig. Now, they're all friendly competitors. We don't see them shooting it out at the SHOT Show. Walther's shooting Sig. But here it is. Now, the thing that we found out right before the show is, we looked at our inventory, we're down to 17. 17 of these. and then the price goes up. You know, the retail price is $707. I imagine our list price is going to be in the 600s. So here's a way to save yourself some serious dough on what we consider a vastly superior firearm. And so take advantage of it. There's 17 left. There might be less now, but we've been selling them like crazy.
Actually, our distributor called us and said, you have the last 17.
Yeah, right.
So,
exactly. There are no more.
FYI.
Well, and the amount of money you save on the cost of the firearm allows you to get all your auxiliary stuff that you need. You need, if you want extra magazines, you want your holsters. You got to pick your favorite holster, of course, with every new gun.
Right.
You got to get your favorite new holster. But then
How many
your
holsters
rounds.
do you have, Scott?
Accessorizing.
I've got quite a few. I don't even know how many I have. I mean, because just over the years, you
More
just
than
different-
two?
Right.
Yeah, more than two. I got
More than 200?
I got maybe three.
Oh, no,
Less
yeah,
than 200, more
yeah.
than three.
Three
Yeah,
big
yeah.
boxes.
I got three big
Yeah.
boxes of
Yeah,
them.
that's-
But that allows you to buy the auxiliary stuff that you're going to need.
You gotta
still
need it.
keep you in budget, you know, so you can get out there, you can get your training, you can go to the range, you can familiarize yourself with your weapon and get used to it.
Well,
get
and
comfortable
we
with it.
talked last week to go along with that, the ammo.
Yeah.
You know, try and practice with what you're actually going to use, so you know your gun is going to perform with that ammo. You know how it's going to shoot, things like that. Well, this self-defense ammo is not cheap unless you go to GunStuff TV.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
But that is key right there. Yeah, you can go spend $80, $100, whatever, but on a holster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
save
what it
some money
sounds
on the
like.
holster.
Yeah,
So-
but get the right ammo for it.
So this is it, guys. You see that price? It's going away. Once it's gone, it isn't coming back. In fact, the SIG knows that we're offering this. This is not below MAP pricing. This is a special purchase on a special firearm, the LE edition, that we're releasing to a few lucky people that order these. And then here's another one. We were talking about the Walther earlier. The Walther CCP. Now, what's that say? Can you read that from over my shoulder there?
Yeah, so the CCP is another. It's a compact. It's 9mm, and it's a polymer frame with a stainless slide, and it's right on par with the others. This is striker fired, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So it's going to be right in the same ballpark. If you want a little bit bigger gun than the micro, or the Sig, the small Sig, the 360, or the smaller 320. They have the compact 320. So this will be, for someone that has a little bit bigger hands or something, they can still conceal this. It's still considered a compact gun. It's not considered a full size.
A concealed carry pistol. That's the
Yep.
CCP, right?
Yeah. And that's all part of going to not only maybe get your concealed carry license, but going and taking classes, because you really find out, especially at larger classes, they're going to have several different firearms there for you to test and play with, and you find out the size that's going to fit your body, your hand, all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Instead of going out maybe first and buying the firearm and spending, great price, but $400, $500, $600, $800 on something, and they get there and it really doesn't fit the size of your hand.
Yeah, and it's no different than buying, clothing, car, a truck, or whatever. You don't stuff a 6'7" guy, 350-pound guy into a little mini truck. He has to buy a full-size truck.
Now
so-
you're
He's
complaining
in a
about
Prius. He's in a Prius.
He's complaining about the shirt that he's wearing
Right.
because it's not big enough. I bought him the shirt. Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know what to do. So here's another one.
It's a schmedium. I'm wearing a
Schmedium.
schmedium shirt
Right.
right now. So it's
Yeah, it looks medium on you. So the Walther PK 380, another popular. Look at the price. It's a phenomenal price. We have 13 of those in stock as of showtime today. So all great options right here, and you can get it all on GunStuff. Of course, there's the magazines. This is what you're talking about.
Yep.
So these magazines aren't cheap. $33.71 for Walther PPKS, but hey, it's nice to have a good stainless steel magazine for reliability. And then here's a SIG magazine as well. Let's see, we've got some other magazines. If you've subscribed to our email blast, you should have gotten a whole bunch of these magazines. We don't have them all on our presentation for you here today, but if you haven't subscribed yet, you got to subscribe. Go to any page on gunstuff.tv. Right down at the bottom, we're not going to have a big splash screen to say, you must subscribe, please. Just put in your email address and your name, and you'll be getting it. You'll see all the different magazines that we have in here. And of course, there's more online, but we have these running on special. So here's, guys, we got this. we talked about this Ivor Johnson last week, the 1911, and I wanted to spend just a minute or two talking about these Kel-Tec PMR 30s. Now, we're going to do another presentation, video. Now, it was just last Friday. We were in front of the Kel-Tec people, and we explained, and they explained to you what's going on with Kel-Tec. They cannot make these fast enough. It is the most popular gun in America. Now, we talked to these guys. They only have 5 factories altogether, 5 buildings, and they're building a 6th building. So they are building this stuff as fast as they can. But if you want these firearms, especially the Kel-Tec, you have to order now, plunk down your money, put it on the barrel head, you pay for it, and then you're going to be waiting. And that's, Mike, what's the deal on that?
Yeah, you'll go in queue. As they come off the line and they come available, you're going to get yours. It might be 3 weeks, it might be 6 weeks, something like that. We don't know, but you're getting in line. At this price, they're making, what'd they say, $1,200 a day or something crazy, and they're just very popular. This is, I want 3 of them. I mean, this is a fun thing to take out to the range every Saturday. You know, it's a great gun. It's a 22 for kids to start learning. It's a great family gun.
Well, in firearms, the firearm industry also kind of ebbs and flows in the fact that a lot of people, you know, like with the rarity of the gun now, being able to find the gun in the store, is that it's summertime, you know, here in the U.S. and everyone wants to go out and shoot. So hey, you know, go get a new gun.
And you got a 30 round.
Or they've been waiting for the time to do it. No, well, it's you know, I'll wait until it's warm out because I know I'm gonna have to go stand out on a range and do a concealed carry class, or someone's gonna have to teach me or something like that. So a lot of people, they just, you know, sales go up in the summer, and we're just in a season of it right now, so it's hard to get some of these things.
Absolutely.
Now, looking at it as much as I can hardly see it here. Well, next time we'll make the pricing a little bit bigger so you guys could read it. But this one, the black, is $310, plus 65 cents, I guess. And the other one, what happened here? This one is, what does that say over there? $330. Now, I don't know if you can read that on your screen. Next time we'll make it bigger so you can read it. That is a great price. So I said this last week. We had some dealers buying this. I had one dealer call and says, hey, I sell this stuff, but we don't sell it for what you sell it for, and I'm a dealer. I can't even buy it for your price. So again, this is a GunStuff TV. Why do you suppose they give us such a good price? I tell you what, I've theorized it. It's because of our scintillating personalities and our beautiful good looks. Wouldn't you say that's got to be the only reason? I know Scott.
You are a handsome
Scott's
devil.
shirt.
I'm just
Scott's
saying.
shirt,
Scott's shirt.
It's a handsome devil.
Yeah, handsome devil. That's it. So you were talking about the ammo, and let's just reiterate real quickly.
Sure.
Sig, you get to shoot and train. They're matched. You can get the. Why don't you explain, Mike?
Yeah, while you're at the range, you always want to try and use the same ammo all the time. But like we were talking, you know, your defense ammo is usually pretty expensive. It's not your plinking ammo. But a lot of times when you buy the cheaper ammo, you get what you pay for. And there's some expansion that goes on. It can jam in your pistol, or it's working fine, and all of a sudden you go out with your defense ammo, but you're always guessing, is it going to fire, is it not going to fire? Well, the whole thing about self-defense is reliability and comfortability, that if I ever have to use this thing, it's going to fire. I never want to use it, none of us ever do, but the last thing I want is click, and then I'm throwing the stupid thing at whoever, you know? That's not, maybe the hat too.
Yeah.
So
But
Scott, the difference,
that's
the
key.
difference between the hollow point and the training ammo or the ball ammo. What is the
Are these
difference?
both
The
the
hollow
same here?
point.
So
Yeah.
the hollow point is going to have the controlled expansion on impact. So that's going to be your defense round.
Let's hold that up.
All
I'll
the
hold
all
it
the
up so they can- so,
all of these.
Sam, you can zoom in on this here.
I think these might be the same. But all of the SIG line has produced their range ammo to be the same consistency and the same velocities and everything to be exactly the same as the defensive ammo. So when you're shooting your practice ammo, it's going to perform the same as your defensive ammo. It's just going to be minus the expansion and the more expensive expanding bullet. It's going to be just a regular copper jacketed bullet, but it's going to perform at the same velocities. It's going to perform reliably the same way, so that way you know that it's going to, that when you change over at the end of the day you've got your practice in at the range and you change back over to your defensive ammo, it's going to cycle just the same as the other ammo did all day. So that's one of the great things I like about SIG and what they've done on this line here.
So Sam, can Mr. Producer, can she zoom in here real tight on that? I don't know if you can see that hole in the middle. That's not just to save money out of there. And you were talking about the color. That's not just copper just to look good. It's so it goes through the barrel smoothly, goes to the projectile, and then it opens up on impact. And so instead of a small hole, you get a big hole. Now, God forbid you ever have to use it, but that's what I would. You know, for Nadine out there in California, Nadine, that's what you want. Now, I had another guy out in Illinois trying to buy some of this ammo, and guess what? They wouldn't ship it to Illinois. You have to have a special ID card, which we finally got from them, and so there are lots of regulations on all this. But fortunately, there are no requirements.
We can ship these anywhere.
We can ship these anywhere. Amaze your friends with these. I think
60,000 products. This is Chris's favorite.
That's his favorite.
Yeah. Did you get our new price up here? Is this the new price?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Instead, when the guy shows up with a hatchet.
Yeah. Just pull this up. You really want to argue with me? Well, we promised you some information about our giveaways. We've got one here. Toby Thompson is this week's winner of
Adco.
the Adco Super Thumb. And it's kind of a speed loader. It saves your thumb, doesn't it?
Yep.
Great thing to have. We were just talking out the range right now. You're going out to plink and shoot around with the family. Load those magazines quickly.
Yeah, it's great. So, Toby, send us your address, and we're going to mail this right out to you. Probably go out today or tomorrow. And then, our granddaddy of our giveaways, Scott, this is it. This is the last week. It's over here, I think June 1st, right?
We're giving it away soon, huh?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been talking about it for a
Tomorrow?
while. So this is the Hilux M1000 Pro R. So it comes with illuminated reticle, and the biggest feature on this is the adjustable cam. And the adjustable cam changes your data and raises your elevation, so you can go just from yard line to yard line just by turning this knob here. If you're shooting 600, you just go to 600 instead of having to count clicks or try to make the small fine manipulations here. This is just a quick zip and you're there. So it's one of the things I love about this, and it comes preset on this big base here, and it has a small wheel on the bottom, and it keeps everything nice and tight. So the fact that this thing it's a little heavier, it's a little more stout, but it can take a bigger hit.
Well, and like you said, go to GunStuff TV and watch the video Scott did. It was about 12 minutes long, but this is great for distance shooting, long-range hunting. So if you've got an elk or whatever might be out there, and it's walking, because those things can cover some ground, you can go from 400 to 600 and never pull your head up off the scope.
Yeah.
You've always got vision, so all you're doing is changing the cam.
I don't think I'd want to scope without this. And someone is going to be very lucky. Now, I'll ask our studio audience, are we is this the 31st today or the 30th? They don't know either.
30th, I think, but how many days are in this month?
Yes, 30th. Okay, so 31st, May 31st. So tomorrow night at midnight, it's all over. So get. And by the way, your chances go up. The more products that you look at on our site, the more pages you visit, and the more pages you watch, your total goes up, and it's more likely. And also, if you share it, the more times you share it on Facebook, make sure you send us your Twitter handle, all that stuff. All of the details are right on that on that place, GunStuff TV. Well, guys, I think we're running out of time. We're going to be here every single week, and we're here at now. We're going to check in a minute. Hopefully, it worked for you guys on YouTube. We'll be here on YouTube, Twitter, a couple of different accounts. Scott, we're going to be linking up your fans, and they'll be able to watch it live. We want to tell everybody about GunStuff. This summer, we've got some more guests. You were just telling me we may be having.
I think we've got some things coming up potentially with Faxon. Keep an eye out too, because I'm pretty jealous. Scott's getting ready to go to a 4-day ballistics class with Don Fraley, who you've seen we've done a documentary on. Scott gets to go down for his 4-day ballistics class. If I can make it for 2, At least I'll be half knowledgeable, half dangerous.
So we'll be doing a 4-day precision rifle, and it's all going to be long range. Everything's going to be 1,000 yards going out, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's been a long time since I've been behind a bolt gun.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to knocking the rust off and trying not to embarrass myself. So
We've got several others coming up.
Yeah,
too.
we got Hilux. Hilux is coming in.
Hilux might be coming in. Nate Squared. We might have some others coming up, so keep an eye out. I've talked to several. We're just trying to line up everybody up in the schedule.
Yeah,
and
Hilux,
go
they're
from there.
definitely coming in. So
Yeah,
it's just a question of
laser
getting all the
ammo
dates.
might be another one coming
laser
in.
Ammo.
Yeah.
Laser ammo. Are they talking about the Skype Screamer? They actually want to come here, don't they?
They want to come in studio.
They want to come. So
come in
we're going to welcome a lot of great
Faxon wants
guests.
to come in studio.
Tell people, yeah. So the ones we're mentioning, they're all going to be here. And now, by the way, don't forget, you can see this nice new thing that Scott's doing. That will be on our GunStuff regular season. That's on Amazon Prime. It's on Roku. And we've got, it's on Right Now TV. We have a new distributor coming up for video. We'll tell you about when it's finally finalized and you can tune into it. And don't forget, if you haven't called in yet, just call in the 1-833-GUNSTUFF and get yourself a hat just like this. In fact, if you want to pay, gals, you want a little extra, just say, I want the one that Mike was wearing. We'll send that to you.
We're
Otherwise,
trying
we'll
to
send you a
gain
brand new
fans.
one.
Trying to gain fans.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, thanks for watching today. Thanks for watching GunStuff. Tell all your friends about it. And thank you for watching GunStuff TV. And guys, thank you for being here. We'll see you next week.